Speaking of respected things that people don't understand, Dvon, I don't know if you remember this conversation. We had this conversation with our co-host who can't be on the show today, Lindsay, about the female superstars wearing makeup while competing, and we, like, us as men, we just can't understand. How can you do that?
Man, let me tell you something about this makeup. I personally, I'm allergic to makeup. So anytime you see me outside of a WWE ring, you will probably not see me with makeup on. But I don't look at makeup as it's, oh my God, I have to look beautiful. I don't look at it that way. Like, look at a lot of the makeup that I do. I do zombie makeup. I put glitter and foil on my face. Like, I'm not doing it to look pretty. Because I hate that word, because I feel like the more makeup you put on, the more you're conceived as a porcelain princess. And let's face it, I've been broken and shattered too many times, and I've built myself back up, glued myself together, stood up, and kept falling off stuff, you know. But I am in no way, shape, or form, like, breakable. And I feel like sometimes some of the girls overdo the makeup. That's just me. That is my opinion. They can call me and talk to me about that later if they want to. I don't care. I may or may not answer the phone. All right. But with that being said, I consider my makeup my war paint. Like, that is what I do to go to battle, to go to war. And that's another just layer of the Ember Moon character that I present to you guys. Like, I wear contacts. All right. Like, not saying I love them, because I think they just add an extra layer to the intensity of what I bring, you know? With that being said, I can't have a lot of makeup around my eyes. I do a smoky eye, but I can't have anything in the waterline because I can't see. Yeah. Like I said, makeup is one of those things that, like, I think everyone kind of considers it. Like, I'm not ready to wrestle until I have my face on. Okay. And I know there are certain girls out there, like, for example, Alexa Bliss, she purposely gets her makeup done to where she can put, like, she calls it the bitchy eyes, you know? But, like, she literally gets her makeup done to where she always looks angry. You know what I mean? It's just adding those extra layers in a different way that most people don't think about. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to go out there and, like, put some red lipstick on, because that ain't my jam. Power to people that can. I just can't, you know? But it's just another layer of our war paint that we put on to present ourselves to you. Like, you might have to wear a uniform at work. I have to wear makeup with crazy eyes, and that's my uniform for work. You know, I think of it more or less that way.
Okay. I guess a lot of it is also the logistics of the worrying about it running into your eyes or streaming down your face, and just if that's distracting or not.
I know that, like, anytime I have been put in a position where that might happen, where I might have to do something, like, they have special makeup for special things. And I remember for a while, and Dvon, you might remember this, when I was pitching a certain character, and a lot of people like visuals and stuff. So I got them to put makeup on me and make me look so run down and tired. And I filmed this video, and it just looked like I was a completely different person. Like, I was even walking around backstage with that makeup on, like, and people are like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm great. This is amazing." You know, but, like, there's makeup for everything. Like, a lot of this stuff that, like, I feel like we got to give a shout out to the Glam Squad, because they do a lot of the guys that you wouldn't even know. Like, a lot of the guys get makeup to make them look a certain way, to cover up dark circles, because sometimes you just don't sleep. Sometimes you get a bad hotel room and it's like you're sleeping on the floor. The last thing I need is for you guys to see that I had these dark circles under my eyes, some crow's feet. You know, I look like I'm 30 years older than what I actually am. You know, like, that happens. But, like, we have this amazing makeup team there that can fit and mix any situation, you know?
Yeah, we do. We really do. We have a great makeup team there that, like you said, that can make you look however you want to look. But I agree with you to the sense, because I remember, you know, when Bubba and I would do commercials and things like that, and they would put this makeup on us, and I felt it was disgusting. I couldn't stand it, and they wanted to put all the cover up all the time, to hide the shininess.
You gotta get that shiny off your forehead, D.
Oh, God. Well, listen, my head needs a shine or something after all the battle scars I got on there from ECW. But I used to hate it. I used to hate it with a passion. But like you said, there are certain times where you can put makeup on to, again, Alexa Bliss gets to get the bitchy, you know, type of eyes, that look. There's the thing that you just said about being run down for a character you were trying to pitch. There's always different types of elements why people should wear makeup. But
yeah, like for example, just to touch on that too, Asuka.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Who's doing great. I mean, it's like a different Asuka compared to when she first came in. I love it. It's like the movie, was it The Grudge with the girl? Because when the hair is away from the girl's face and you can actually see it in the movie, it's almost so similar to Asuka. There was a picture she took. I guess it might have been in Japan because she had short hair. And it was probably the scariest thing I think I've ever seen next to The Exorcist. And I remember asking her about that, and she goes, "Oh, yes, I want to put fear in people." I said, "Well, I knew you, and you put the fear in me." That's how scary this picture was when she went in there and used it. It was amazing. So but then you have people that just won't, like, they'll get up, go to the gym. And these are girls in wrestling, especially during the Attitude Era. They would get up and go to the gym, put a pound of makeup on, and then they would go to the show and have some more pound of makeup on, and then go out there to the ring. It was almost like they were like, "Oh, you would never catch me without makeup," and I'm like, "Dude, you don't need it."
So you laugh like you're saying that, but that was a thing. No. So all right, so get this, because I'm gonna give a little bit of logic to that. So back when I was like 17, 18, when I had my first WWE tryout, that was something that they told me. That, hey, you should never be caught without makeup. You have to look exactly how you look on TV. Every time someone sees you, if you go to the gym, that was something that they actually taught people. That's just not BS. That was something that was the fear of God being struck into people. Hey, girl, your face look tore up from the floor up when you ain't at work. We just need you to fix that all the time. Like that.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. I don't want to be in a club and I meet you and all of a sudden, things go on and then, you go back to my room, things happen. Next morning, half the stuff is on the pillow. I don't want to see that. And then when I wake up and look at you, it's like, oh my God, what did I do?
Look, man, sometimes you just got to wake up to the crypt keeper being right next to you. That's it. Sometimes you just got to deal with it, all right? That is a risk you take. You went to a club. That is definitely a risk that you took. All right?
That's why I had always said I would never want number one. Because a lot of girls, even when I wrestled during the Attitude Era, believe it or not, I've never, ever, because I've never dated any of the girls like they do now. I mean, it's like everybody's in a relationship. But I've never dated any of the girls in the locker room. I had one relationship when I first started years ago in ECW, and it was probably one of the biggest mistakes because if things go wrong, you still got to work with that person. And so I remember, never doing that again. But in hindsight, it was almost like I've never seen a lot of the women outside of the locker room, or I should say outside of work. I never really saw them, if they weren't in the ring or if they weren't in an appearance, and even if we were staying all at the same hotel, and, I would see them in the lobby or something having dinner, they would still always have makeup. So I'd never really seen them, without the makeup on. And my biggest fear is, it's like if I look at you and say, oh, my God, I think you're beautiful and this and that. And then, like I said, the next morning I see you, I go, what the hell happened? It's like, okay, thank God I didn't say I do or put a ring on your finger or even thought that at the time, because it's like I need to know what I'm getting, and I need to know that what I'm seeing is natural. And if it is, and I like it and I still want to stay, then I'm there.
I just imagine you're the type of person that goes to a club with makeup wipes and a camera. Like, I need to see how could you just wipe off half your face and then I'll just pop it over?
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's either that or I'm gonna go to the supermarket and catch women when they don't expect to pick up anybody. 'Cause that's when you see the beauty of it. No, that's great. Or in my case, because Pa, Pops, and Daddy-O, drop the kids off to school, and mom is up there in the tennis. So hey, what's up? How you doing? You got any iced tea?
Devon, Devon, if you're gonna creep on people, you need to stand outside the gas station because that's where people are at their absolute worst.
Well, all right. So here's the thing. Like, I look extra twerp from the floor up when I'm not at work. Like, that's just who I am. Like, to the point where people see me and they're like, "Is that really you?" Ooh, like that's the thing. Let
me ask you this. You say that, but now, did your husband see you like that before?
So,
had he ever seen you that way before? He said, "I do" to you, and you said, "I do" to him. And before you dated, did he ever see you like that?
Before we dated, so here's the thing. So when I started wrestling, I was 18 and I had a chip on my shoulder. The reason why me and my husband met, which I used to wear full makeup to training all the time, because I was like, I need people to see me a certain way and think of me a certain way. And I'll touch on this just a little bit because I know I'm running a little short on time too, and I apologize, guys. But the first time I met my husband, we were at training in Lance Hoyt, which I was training under Lance Hoyt at the time, or Vance Archer, however you want to spin that. And my husband kicked me in the face because I was a dick to him. Like, I beat the tar out of him, and he gave me the receipt. And so I had all this makeup on, and I remember I had eyeliner just running down my face. Like, I was ready to murder him. That's how upset I was. And so flash forward to, I had a couple of WWE tryouts in between then and stuff like that. And the first date that we had, I was so caked on with makeup, and I had 3 bras on. All right. And things got to the next level, the next base, if you will. And I remember laying in bed with him before things progressed, and he had to take off all 3 bras. And the amount of disappointment that sunk into his face after each bra came off was quite we laugh about it now, to the point where I've never worn more than 1 bra since. because that's just what I was told. It's like, hey, you have to have big girls. You have to allude that you have big girls, and if you don't, you need to get that fixed. So I always wore 2 or 3 bras.
Well, but he's seen you without it, and he said, "I do."
He stuck around, all right? And trust me, I don't make it easy on him.
But in hindsight, there you have it. He saw the natural beauty, and he loved it. Put a ring on your finger, like Beyonce said, and he ain't never looked back.
That is accurate.
There you go. See? There you go.
Oh, man. But,
Amber,
essentially,
this has been great.
Up.
I'm telling you, I love it. I'm glad I got you on the show. One of the people that was supposed to be on the show had to cancel on me. I'm not going to mention any names of this. And
I will. Tell him he missed out.
Glad we had
Sucker.
You on the show.
It wasn't that person either, so if that makes you guys feel any better. Because Booker will call me later and be like, hey, sucker, why you talking snap about me? And he won't use those words. There'll be a lot of extra expletives in there. You know Booker well enough to know.
Well,
yes, I do.
I'm glad it worked out the way it did, because Abyss telling the 3 bra story would not have been the same. So,
good. But I think it may have been more entertaining coming from the other person.
Maybe.